What's up, friends? How you all doing? Hope you all are doing well. My name is Jesse Hughes, and I want to stop right now and say I thank you all for tuning in to another video that I'm producing, I'm publishing, and hopefully I can say something that will encourage and strengthen you all. Hopefully I can say something that will build you up. Hopefully I can say something that will cause you to want to be a better person. And I'm sitting here thinking, thinking about the things that we go through, thinking about as it pertains to life, liberty, and relationships. I've always been the type of person that believed in love. I've always been the type of person that believed in, relationships, good relationships. And I can say, that more than anything in this world, that is something that gives me pleasure. That is something that causes me to be happy. I'm not saying nothing like sugars and candies and sweets like that, but if you ever want to see me happy, if you ever want to see me smile, it's being in a good relationship, seeing a good relationship, seeing a person walk down the highway, walk, in stores, being in love, being, smooches, being, you are the apple of my eye. That is something that I hold dear to me. That is something that I take pleasure in. For I've been on this earth for 20, 30, 40 years, and not one time have I ever came against a relationship. I've never came against a marriage. I've never came against a partnership, because that is something that I hold very dear to me. That is something that I cherish. I cherish a man and a woman being in love. I cherish a person that is being in love and doing things that cause their children to be happy and to be healthy and to be satisfied. So today I will be, tonight whenever you watch this video, I will be talking about something that causes us to have a strong relationship, something that causes us to have a strong marriage. Like I said, that is something that I hold dear to me. That is something that I cherish, is being in a good relationship. And you might say, well, Jesse, how can you say something about being in a good relationship when you are in the state that you're in? You're not, with someone, or you're single, or you're going through your issues or whatever of life. The reason why I could say that, because I've always cherished those times. I've always cherished the moments where I can come home, when I could, come to that person and just look in their face and be happy and blown away and be mesmerized by their beauty. So that is something that I hold dear. But one thing that I'm looking at in this day and time, we're living in a society now where people are no more taking value in relationships, holding value in relationships and marriages. People are no longer sticking with the idea of to death do us part, not sticking with the idea of to love, honor, obey, to fight for what's yours and stuff like that. They're not holding that anymore. But we're living in a society, we're living in a time right now where there's polyamory all over the place. We're living in a polyamorous society. And what I mean by polyamorous, or what I mean by polyamory, poly means, more than one, or means many. Amor has to do with love. So people are living in a society in this day and time where there are many loves, that they could be in love with this person, they can be in love with their wife, they can be in love with the girl next door, they could be in love with the person in another city, another state, and it's all cool, it's all dandy. But I don't believe in polyamory, but I believe in monogamy. I believe in a person being in love with one person, being in love with that person, not only to death do us part, but through the thick and the thin, fighting for what you want, fighting for what's right. And I'm thinking about the things that keeps a marriage, keeps a relationship strong, keeps a partnership strong. And what I mean by partnership, don't take it for granted, but I believe in what the scripture says. The scripture has said, that man shall leave his mother and father, shall cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. I believe in man and woman as pertains to marriage and pertains to a relationship. So when I say partnership, I'm being respectful, but I believe in marriage as being between a man and a woman. But when we're looking at building a strong relationship, when we're looking at building a strong marriage, when we believe in having a strong partnership, it has all to do with, first thing, one of the characteristics in having something strong is, you have to communicate. You have to be able to communicate with your spouse, with your husband, your wife. You have to communicate with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You have to be able to communicate. And not only you have to communicate, I remember a few years back when I was working 2 and 3 jobs. I had 2 irons in the fire. And one job I would leave off at 5 in the morning. I would go pick my kids up and I would take them to school for 7:30, come back to another job and work there until 1:30. Then I would go back, get my kids and get an hour's sleep and come back to work. I was doing a continuous cycle. And in that continuous cycle, I wasn't communicating with the person that I was with, like I should have. Therefore, it caused a lot of issues. Therefore, it caused a lot of problem in the relationship because I wasn't communicating with her the way I should have. So in order to have a strong relationship, in order to have a strong marriage, in order to have a strong partnership, you have to be able to communicate with that person. You have to have a type of communication where, that person will know, she might be going through this or he might be going through that. You can always communicate and find out, well, baby, what is happening to you? Why are you feeling this way? Is there anything that's bothering you that I need to know about? And that's why you build a strong relationship. That's why you build a strong partnership with. The number one characteristic is you have to have a good line of communication. And not only that, not to tell all my business, it had gotten to the point where we wasn't communicating like we should have, but my other partner was communicating with other people, not a man, but it was communicating with, a female, a friend, or whatever hers. And that caused a certain type of rift in the relationship because you was designed to communicate with a man and a woman on 2 different wavelengths. You wasn't activated to communicate with a man and a woman with a woman. God has placed certain chemicals, certain emotions inside of us where you need the other party to be able to communicate with. So, in order to have a good relationship and good marriage, the number one thing that you have to do is have a good communication with your spouse. You have to have a good communication with your relationship, with your husband, your wife, with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You got to have that type of communication. And I'm not just talking about, when you get in the bed to communicate, oh, baby, you feel so good. Oh, baby, you're making my toes curl. It's more to a relationship than just making your toes curl. Although, when your toes curl, that is a great sign of affection or lust or whatever the case is. But you've got to have that type of communication with your spouse where, you finding out what makes her tick, what makes him tick, what makes him or her happy as it pertains to life and it pertains to, the pursuit of life and happiness. And what makes that woman happy? What makes her sad? What makes her cry at nighttime? When she seems to look over at you and you sleep, you curl up under the cover, she is looking for somebody to be there to communicate with, to talk and say, baby, I'm feeling this type of way. Some women have certain type of feeling inside of them that, they can't really express it all the time. But if they can just find time to communicate with their husband, with their wife, with someone, that they can communicate with, it does them some good. So the number one relationship thing that it pertains to a strong relationship is having a good line of communication. Having a way to communicate with that person and talk to that person and let them know that, I'm here for you. I will be here regardless of what goes on in your life. I'm here to listen to all your problems. I'm here to listen to all your pains. Everything that's bothering you is bothering me because we're in this thing together. So I want to let you all know that regardless of what goes on in a marriage, what goes on in a relationship, keep a line of communication open. Keep a line of where you can talk about things, where you are able to talk about certain problems, certain happiness, certain times of sadness. Keep that open. And if you keep that open in your marriage, in your relationship, it will cause, you to have a good and strong relationship. So I want to let you know, just keep a line of communication open. And not only keep a line of communication open, if you don't have a good line of communication, find ways to talk to your husband, find ways to talk to your wife, find ways to talk to your spouse. And when you talk to them, let them know what's going on in your heart, what's going on in your mind. And not only that, they will begin to be there for you and strengthen you in a time of need, in your time of loneliness and sad times. So if I said anything today, I want to let you all know that like my channel, subscribe to it, and I want you to give me a notification, give me a thumbs up. And, and I will continue to give you content as it pertains to marriage, as it pertains to happiness, as it pertains to relationships. So until next time, I want to say God bless you, God bless you, and God bless you.